So apparently the defence team in the Delphi trial haven't finished filing motions. The latest motion to come out is in relation to the video that was taken on Libby's cell phone. So we're all so familiar with that one clip from the video of Bridge Guy telling girls, saying, "Guys, down the hill." And the clip of him walking, which is played over and over on a loop. Now, the defence team have jumped in ahead of this video being presented at trial and are saying that they've seen the video that is going to be played, and that their concern is that because the audio has been enhanced and a few sections are being played on loop for the jurors to be able to hear what they're being said, that is a concern. But they're also saying that they don't want witnesses, as in analysts and stuff, to testify as to what they hear on the video, because that is then being suggestive and essentially telling the jury what they should be hearing. So they're kind of asking for two things. They don't want witnesses to be saying what they hear on the audio, and they're saying they don't want parts of the audio to be repeated because they are repetitive and suggestive, and they're also suggesting that the enhanced audio is in fact an investigative tool and, like the sketches, should therefore not be allowed. So obviously the question is the enhanced audio an investigative tool? Can you lump it in the same basket as the sketches? And my honest belief is, no, you can't. I mean, if you look at other trials, other people who have been convicted in the past, how often do their sketches actually match what they look like? So rarely, because those sketches are subjective. It is some person's memory of what they think they saw, and it is really hard to get an accurate sketch. The fact that there were 4 different sketches of Bridge Guy, all of which look different, show you just how subjective sketches are. But going back to the phone, that is an actual video of the man who allegedly abducted the girls. That video is of him approaching them, and then the final part of the video is him ordering them to go down the hill. That video shows a part of the abduction of those 2 girls. So yes, it is crucial evidence. As far as the enhancements, I don't see why that should be considered an issue. I think, if you can remove any noise in the background from an audio, if you are increasing the volume of the audio in it, like the voices, that's not actually changing what's there on the video at all. That is simply enhancing it to make it easier for people to hear what has been said. In terms of repeating parts of it, presumably the repeated parts will be guys down the hill, and also the comment by one of the girls saying he's got a gun, which is something that has come out a long time ago. We know that's on the audio. So presumably they are the things that the defence team are hoping that they can prevent the jury from seeing more than once. But I think when it comes to listening to audio, any of us who've done that, listening to various audios of things and trying to figure out what's going on, you do need to listen to it multiple times, sometimes, to really fully catch what's being said. And in an echoey courtroom, hell yeah. I look at the pictures of that courtroom and I hear people saying that, when they're sitting at the back of the courtroom, they can't hear witnesses. So in terms of the audio being clear for the jury, it's going to be a challenge anyway. So I can't see why enhanced audio should be an issue. As for them saying that they don't believe that people should be allowed to say, like witnesses should be allowed to say what they believe they're hearing on the audio, I'm in two minds about that. Because, as the defence says, it is suggestive. I can play you an audio and tell you what I want you to hear, and chances are you're going to hear that, even if it's not quite right. So I think that perhaps the defence does have a claim there, and that perhaps the audio should be played without any additional witness statements as to what they believe they hear, and the jury should be allowed to listen for themselves and decide for themselves what they hear. But in terms of the audio enhancements, I think that should be allowed. It should be allowed so that the jury can hear precisely what has been said. I mean, this is one of the strongest parts of the prosecution's case, and that's why the defence team are fighting it. They're not fighting it for any other reason other than this could be one of the things that locks up Alan for good. And they've known from the get-go that this has been a rather compelling piece of evidence. So it's their job to try and limit the effect of this video. So they don't want people telling the jury what they should be hearing on that video. And of course, they don't want the enhanced audio because that means that it's going to make it easier for the jury to hear what was said, whereas they may not be able to hear it at all. Apparently the part where the girls say he's got a gun is difficult to listen to, it's hard to hear. So clearly the defence would like it to stay that way because that's going to tie in to the evidence of the bullet found at the crime scene. And they don't want that to happen because that's solidifying the case for the prosecution. So that's my thoughts on it. I'd love to hear what other people think with regards to this. Do you think that witnesses should be allowed to say what they hear on the audio? What are your thoughts on the use of enhanced audio? Do you think that this is a fair claim by the defence, or do you think that they are simply trying to limit some rather damaging evidence? Thanks for listening. If you're new, please hit the like button. Also, please subscribe and definitely leave a comment below. I'll see you in the next one.